Hi everyone, this is Pascal from Concepts 3D. Today we'll be doing not an STI showcase, but a short unboxing of the Athena printer. Basically how you're going to, in the state, how you're going to receive it. This version here got all the extras installed. You can see at the crosses on the box itself. So yeah, let's have a look. So to ensure proper unboxing, make sure to have it set up either on the floor or on the table, but most importantly with the arrows pointing upwards. And when you start opening it up, you just cut both sides with the tape. So yeah, it's basically the box in the box, maybe for reasons of the safety of the transport. So both of them should be properly sealed. Yeah, once you got that opened up, first things to see is a small letter from Nico and me, also pointing out where to find the STLs promised during the Kickstarter, and you get a short overview booklet with some safety guidelines, technical data and so on. So as these are kind of heavy, you might want to do this with two people, but I'm going to show you how I typically do this when setting and unboxing them the first time for the setup out in the factory. So take the edge guard and the one piece of foam, and they can already see it. And then continue to just remove the cushioning around the sides. Yeah, the floor edge guard in place. We don't really care about those. Then grab into the box and just pull it up. Yeah, make sure not to pull on the polycarbonate hood. This is not fragile, but it's definitely not rigid enough to support the whole weight of the printer. They are between 22 and 25 kilograms, so you might want to consider doing this with two people. Depends on you. Now that we got it out of the box and on our table, start by lifting up the hood to the maximum extent. This one actually has the extra build plate, the extra vat and the chamber heater packaged in the box. So we're going through this and you'll see where each and every one is located. So first part from the top, containing the additional vat, that's upside down but glued, taped together, so it should not fall apart during unboxing. So set this aside. Next part, we got our accessories package. We're gonna look through this later on. Last part, pulling this out, the factory calibrated and factory level build plate sits below this cover, and right here in the back, if you purchased it, the additional build plate. So that's not pre-leveled for packaging reasons, but yeah, going to set this aside too. At the bottom, factory installed vat that's screwed in place. We can just leave it here. Then right here in the back, you got two connectors, two cables. This one's for the PTC chamber heater, and the second one for the USB for the 4-sensor system. This one I'm going to show you now. You will have to plug this in after unboxing right here into the side of the sensor system. We could not leave this plugged in during shipping for obvious reasons, so you will need to re-plug it to make the printer work as expected. So now that we got all of this removed from the printer itself, we're going to look through the accessories package. And something I want to show, which is not bundled here but will be included especially for the people in the UK, is the power supply adapter from European to UK, so you can just use it right away. Yeah, talking about power, most obvious one is the power supply, of course. Standard brick power supply with a cold device socket. The matching cable, of course, to put it into operation. Then for those who purchased the chamber heater, that one is included here in this box too. So we're going to set this aside and I'll show you later on how to install it. Then we got the thermistor for the resin temperature, just in its own bag, so I'm going to set this aside too. Then also important, the build plate knob to fix this in place. Again, it's packaged separately to ease the shipping, so it doesn't come loose and fly around in the box. Then we got one piece of replacement film for the vat, in case you damage it. We got a few gloves. These are nitrile gloves, so perfectly fine to use with resin. You got a scraper to remove parts from the build plate. Please make sure to not use this in the vat, that's going to be bad. Just a few resin filters. When you transfer the resin from the vat back into the bottle, just run it through the filter to remove any gunk, or if the crash detection triggers frequently on the first downwards movement during the print, then you might want to look into filtering the resin as well. And last but not least, a small toolkit with this standard yellowish scraper, also only for removing parts from the build plate, not to be used in the vat. Got a USB flash drive to transfer files to the printer, and a small toolkit with some Allen keys and replacement screws for the build plate. In case you lose them, here's some extra. Yeah, and that's it. So now that we got everything unboxed, we'll be looking into final assembly of the machine, installation of all the components. So yeah, we start off with the vat, slide it on here, tighten the knobs. Then you can add the temperature sensor. Just drop it here, it's magnetic, it slides in place on its own. And last one, if you ordered that extra, you'll get the chamber heater. So we'll be taking the cable, and that's also magnetic, so it snaps into place as it's supposed to be. Then put the heater somewhere here, that's more or less the optimal position. And of course also not forget to attach the knob here. So now you can see there's a cable running by the side of the machine. Did not show how to connect it. Should be kind of obvious. It's also described in the small user manual I've shown before. And now you can see the power button just flashes yellow every 10 seconds roughly. So that's the standby mode, and now it's time to power it on for the first time. You notice as soon as it's powered up, the fan of the PTC heater starts to spin quite slowly. That's the default setting. That's a normal phenomenon. It's intended to be this way. Now we have to shortly wait for the machine to boot up. You can hear the fans coming on for a short time, but then turning back down. It's just a normal temperature control loop kicking in there. So, and now that you see this picture on the touchscreen and the LEDs in this yellowish tone, you know that it's operational. And of course, to install the build plate, we need to move the axis upwards. And to do this, we'll go to Control, Move Plate, and then hit Home. And you can see the axis, the build arm is moving upwards. So now that it's homed, we add the build plate, slide it on top, tighten the knob, and you're good to go. Another important thing, so at least on my machine I'm running Ethernet because I got that set up all in the workshop. If you want to connect it to Wi-Fi, you will want to head over to the settings and the network menu. So now we moved a bit closer to the HMI so you can see this better. It shows the host name. Right now it shows an IP address because I'm connected by Wi-Fi, by Ethernet. If you want to look for Wi-Fi networks, just hit scan Wi-Fi, wait for it to load, and you can see a few that are around here. So mine is the Layershift Labs one. And yeah, I just have to enter my password. I'm not going to submit this, but that's basically it. Just click the submit button, wait for the network to connect, and you should be able to reach the printer by Wi-Fi. Yeah, that's it. You should be ready now to fill in some resin, slice the first models, and get printing. If you find anything that's odd, not working, damaged, or something like that, we hope that nothing like this happens, but you all know how shipping can be sometimes. So if there's anything odd, just reach out to us via Discord or the already known email addresses, or also via Kickstarter. It doesn't matter, but please, if there's anything wrong, just reach out to us.